nervous for the wicked for Blackburn Rovers as they take on a bit of a local affair this coming Tuesday night. Who am I talking about? Well, we're going to get into it. All of it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're previewing the next round of the Calavera Cup. That's right, as Blackburn Rovers take on Blackpool in the battle of, I don't know what we call it, the Jordan Rhodes Derby. That's what we're going to call it. And we'll get into it, all of it, in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers is right here under Warooski. Can Jordan Rhodes get the farewell he deserves from Blackburn Rovers faithful? Well, we'll hope to see that, of course, this coming Tuesday night. But hopefully Blackburn can continue and maybe have another cup run of their own. We'll get into all of that and more in a second. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are, of course. And a big shout out to the VIPs again. So get involved, get invested, smash the like, smash the subscribe. But before all that, now before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members. So you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him, but you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right there, folks, here it is. It is the appetizer for the main course this coming week as Rovers, keep it local, but taking on Blackpool first before the main attraction on Saturday, of course. Coming at you at Ewood Park. These two are familiar foes, played each other 17 times since 2010. Rovers picking up 10 wins, 2 wins for Blackpool. Been 5 draws between the two sides. Rovers' biggest win against the Tangerines was a 3-0 win, scoring 30 goals in total, averaging 1.76 goals per match. As for Blackpool, their biggest win was a 2-0 win, scoring 16 goals in those 17 matches, 0.94 goals a game. They come into this on 42% form for them right now after a thriller this past weekend. 8-goal thriller where they were, I think, in front 4-1. They kind of leaked some more goals to give give Cambridge a share of the spoils. Rovers, though, looking pretty good at the moment, winning 4 out of the last 5 matches, 83% form for them in all competitions, all venues, including pre-season. Let's take a look at those last 6 then between these two sides in all venues, including Bloomfield Road. The last time they played at Ewood was a 1-0 win back in the Championship, back in February 2023. Rovers coming out on top with a Tyree Dolan goal. It's been back-to-back clean sheets for Rovers against the Tangerines, conceding just the 1 goal in the last 3. That one and only victory for Blackpool was at their place back in October 2021 over in the Championship. Jerry Yates on the score sheet on that one. Diaz liked a goal, didn't he? He's got, what, 3, 4, 5 goals in the last 6. We don't have him. We don't have Gallagher. But we do have Tyree Stolen. The last 6 at Ewood has been pretty good traffic for Rovers. Unbeaten against them over the last 6. Conceding just 1 goal in the last 4 at Ewood, with goals from Bennett, Gallagher, Dak, Armstrong with a few as well. Jordan Rhodes did score on this in this fixture way back in February 2015, but of course he was playing for the blue and white these days. If you want to look at the last 10, this is what it looks like. Just 1 win in the last 10. It was that 2-1 win at Bloomfield Road back in October 2021. They were under Critchley then. They're not under Critchley now, and I don't know who they're going to be. Who's going to be at the helm this time around? Richard Keogh has got the in the dugout at the moment. But will that stretch to another game? It might, because this game is coming at you pretty fast. So pretty rapid stuff. Let's take a look at the squads then under the microscope. As you can see it, the values are, of course, heavily in favour of Rovers. That may fluctuate this week with new arrivals, new business. But I think the likelihood is that pretty much will stay the same for this game. I don't think there's going to be too much shake-up in the next 48 hours or so. The e-market value, as you can see, they have a younger squad than we do. We have more national players than they do. They have more national young players, but we have the same amount of Johnny foreigners, if you can call it that. I don't know. Let's take a look then at the coaches. It's not Des Buckingham. Get my bloody marker out. Bloody change your graphic. We don't have one for Geezer just yet because he is not here. They don't know who it's going to be. So we're going to just ignore him. It's not Buckingham. It's not Critchley. It's a mystery. It really is a mystery I don't even know. So forget about that. But let's look at Eustace's record against Blackpool. He's actually played 3 times against them in a coaching capacity, yet to chalk up a win. He's lost twice against Blackpool, whether he's been coach of Birmingham or Rovers or what have you. So can he change it up a little bit? This is the current squad. And again, I might have to get my marker out here because I might have been a little bit sloppy here. But anyway, we have Pears between the sticks. He will probably start because these 3 realistically are non-league keepers. You know, they're not of a good standard right now, really not. And then, of course, we might mix it up a little bit. Might give minutes to Duru, Jake Baddy, perhaps. We probably will start Danny Bath, give some experience, of course, for the thing. Is he gone? Is he on here? He is gone. I did update it. So there's no Smodic here, but again, it does look a little threadbare in certain areas. But we might see some minutes for Buckley, Jack Vale, maybe a start for McTougay, maybe Iger Tijon. He might get a start as well. So it could be an interesting lineup here. But let's take a look at the transfer business for Rovers so far, just to let you know if any Blackpool fans are out there. Again, we've lost Walstadt, we've lost Telalovic, Gallagher's gone, Georgie Gent's gone, Smodic have gone. The likes of Dylan McInday and Connor O'Riordan are out on loan. Harrison Wood also out on loan. Jake Garrett gone out on loan. So a lot of traffic going out. Going in, we've seen the likes of Aidan Doherty, who could also feature this game. McTougay, Yuki Ohashi, Danny Bath, Andreas Wyman coming in so far. Have I missed any more? McFadzean also arrived. So I've gone with this lineup here, guys. It's probably not going to be this, but this is what I would do. Pairs between the sticks. Pickering remains at left back. Give Duru a start. Danny Bath and Hayden Carter. Again, you could stick Carl McFadzean in there, but I think that's a little bit too slow at the back, and we might get found out if we want to win this game. Trodstad, again, has to play alongside Buckley, or somebody has to play alongside Buckley. And then I would give starts to the players who didn't really feature from the get-go. Your Arnas, your Andreas Wyman, McTougay, who all came on with some involvement with Rovers' goals. Jack Vale as well. He scored in the last round against Stockport County. So I think it's worth... unless he goes out on loan, which I think he might have actually gone out on loan. Has he gone out on Motherwell? So we might have to get the marker out and cross his face off. He might have gone out on loan. But anyway, take a look at Blackpool there. Now, this is, of course, their lineup. They do not have, and get the marker out again, Mr. Grimshaw. He is now a Plymouth Argyle player, so he is out of the money. I think the likelihood will be Richie O'Donnell to start on this one. I think he did play in the game against Cambridge. And then the likes at the back, with the likes of Baggett, Husband, Pennington, Oliver Casey, amongst others. Into midfield, look at that mess. I just got to play on. Ryan Finnegan over at the back there, Oliver Nurban, experienced guy at this level, CJ Hamilton. Who is that? Can we go on a racer? Because I can't see shite. There we go. Andy Lyons, of course. Look at me editing on the fly. Ballard up top. Fletcher, Jordan Rhodes. Not really featured so far. I'm not sure where he is fitness-wise, but not really had many minutes thus far. This is their business coming in and coming out, starting with players going out. A lot of loans to some lower league clubs there. They did lose the likes of Matteo Spinelli, Taya Trusty, Luke Marriott, and Marvin Ektepe went up to Hibs. There are Asphalt players coming in. Again, not much traffic, but they did bring in the likes of Baggett from Ipswich. Elliot Embleton's coming in as well. Dominic Ballard, Lee Evans, Zach Ashworth, Hayden Coulson coming in. Fletcher Jordan was actually quite a good bit of business for League One level. Again, they were bought mainly under Critchley. Now that's, of course, going to have to change under a new coach. This is the lineup that faced Cambridge in the last game. They may or may not stick to some of these guys, but the likes of Richard O'Donnell, James Husband, Baggett, Oliver Casey, Coulson on the left, CJ Hamilton on the right, Norburn, Lee Evans in the middle there, Ballard, Fletcher and Joseph. It's not a bad looking team here, but what went wrong? 4-4 in the last game. Absolute madness. These are the star men, or the most expensive players, according to transfer marked on the box right now for Rovers and for Blackpool. Tyrese Dolan for Rovers, Sonny Carey for Blackpool. Meanwhile, take a look at the players so far this season who have stood out. Now, again, we're looking at League One and Championship here, not the Cup, but the star man for Rovers is Callum Britton. I know it says Sam Smodic. That, of course, was his from his first couple of games in Rovers jersey, or at least his one and only game this season. Ryan Hedges up there with 7.13. McTougay alongside him. Travis also doing well. As for Blackpool, key man has been Lee Evans in midfield, with Carl Joseph also chipping in with ratings above a 7. Take a look at the records then. Of course, Rovers have scored 8 goals this campaign in the Championship, not including the 6 in the Catabata Cup. We have conceded 5, though. Pretty leaky at the back. Of course, Blackpool have only scored 5 this campaign. They did score 4 last time, conceding 9, which does mean some concern for the goalkeeping department because they did lose Grimshaw. That might be an area they might look to strengthen. I don't know. They may have already strengthened it. I don't know. But on average, we're scoring 2.7 goals a game compared to the 1.7. Again, in the league, not in the cup. Moving forward, ball possession, we're averaging around about 49.7% possession compared to 47% possession for Blackpool in their respective division. No penalties committed so far. Just 3 yellow cards for Blackpool this season. Rovers with 2. And again, keeping 11 players on a pitch has been successful so far. Let's take a look then at Rovers when in possession. Of course, 40% of their attacking exploits have come down the left-hand side, with 33% coming down the right and 27% down the middle. As for their action zones, it is 41% of all possession in the middle third, 28% going forward and 31% in the back. As for the Tangerines, they prefer the right to the left and, of course, 24% down the middle. The action zones also 36% in the middle, 38% in the opposition third, which is good. Going forward, they like to go forward, it looks like, according to the stat, and 26% in their own defensive third. As for when Rovers are pulling the trigger, 11% going down the left shots, 6% down the right, 83% down the middle, and of course, 64% of all shots are in the 18-yard box. As for Blackpool, they prefer the right to the left, but again, more often than not down the middle. The shots, of course, more often than Rovers in that 6-yard area. 12% of all shots in that scrappy-dappy-do. We call it the Ohashi area, the Bradley Dack zone. So let's see if we can build upon that. As for shots received, again, Rovers a little bit more weaker on their left-hand side. And again, a lot of shots over in that 18-yard box. And again, quite a few, 10% in that 6-yard area. For Blackpool, though, they put, again, a little bit more weaker to the left than the right. And 55% of all shots are in the 18-yard area. Let's take a look at the passes then, shall we? Rovers, 383 passes per game on average, 64 long balls as well. As for Blackpool, 329 passes per game on average, 83 long balls as well, and they cross more often than we do when on it. On the receiving end, again, 396 on average passes against Rovers compared to the 413 for Blackpool. Take from that from what you will. So it's going to be a tight old game on this one. Yes, it's midweek. A lot of focus will be going on for the weekend because that really should take paramount focus, because if we can get some sort of result against Burnley at their place, that's great. But let's, of course, try and give this game as much attention and as much appreciation as it is, because Blackpool are, it's going to be a tough old game. They're looking for a new coach. I don't know if it'll be, they'll have one hired by that point, and if they do, they might have a bit of a new manager bounce upon them, because they've got some good talent in that squad, and they're going to give us some headache, going to give us some problems as kickoff comes around. So let's see about that. But before we take a final deep dive into this one, quick roundup of what else is going on in the Cup. We've got some all-championship, all-Premier League matches in this round. We have Borough against Stoke, QPR taking on Luton. That's going to be a bit of a cracker as well. Coventry against Oxford. That's the repeat, the redo. They already played once this season. We do have Blackpool. We do have Black Rovers at Ewood Park. Meanwhile, into the back end of the draw, we have Forest against Newcastle, all-Prem match there. We've got West Ham, Bournemouth. That's a bit of a cracker as well. Cardiff against Southampton. Wolves take on Burnley. Birmingham take on Fulham. And Watford, Plymouth as well. Some real good old classic games that early in the competition to look forward to. But what is my final gut reaction about this game? It's coming. It's coming in a very busy week, mad week. Transfer deadline is this week. We got Burnley on Saturday. We just picked up a nice result against Oxford. It's at Ewood, back-to-back games at Ewood. Can we, of course, get the following, get the fan base, get the fans believing in it? Of course, get a result here in the Cup. That'll be a nice springboard for Rovers. It'll make it 3 wins on the bounce at Ewood in all competitions, all venues. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Blackpool ain't no slouches. I'm wearing a fucking pink/orange shirt here. I've just realised. But yeah, I think Blackpool will give us a game. It's not going to be no Stockport County. I don't think it'll be a cricket score. No way, no how. It'll be fine margins. I think I'm going with a 2-0 win for Rovers. Yep, 2-0 win. We might see a strong squad because we realistically don't have that many options on the on the fringes. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. We might see Mac Gay start. We'll probably have pairs between the sticks and some experienced heads at the back to kind of just keep up clean. But it's going to be a tight game. I think it might be a narrow lead at in the first half, and then Blackpool will go for broke, and we might get lucky on the second one. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win, which will see us go through to the round of third round of the competition. But realistically, this is just the appetizer, the starter before the main course this week, which of course will be at Turdmore Com Saturday. That's it. We'll be here with a watch along. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. Until then, we're done.